You know, the Redeemed Christian Church of God just finished their convention. So I have quite a number of pastors and friends. I don't know if you know that the 3-kilometer auditorium was filled up. The old auditorium was filled up. All the churches filled up. And the explosion of soul, that hostess, people were all over the place. What is the secret of our fathers? Because I am scared that if these generals go, this Twitter Christianity that we have, we may not be able to fill in the gap. This Twitter and Facebook Christianity and comment, like, follow, is a concern.
It is.
This is a man that is in the forest. People are leaving cities. Millions of people. My father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedepo, is in Canaan land. What is the gap? I mean, what is in these men that took their generation that is lacking in the young people of today?
It boils down to what we are still talking about, consecration and character. If you listen to what most of us say in our generation, and of course your more senior generation, you know the light is there, the revelation is there. But the consecration and the character aspect is really, really lacking. And so there are things that cannot be entrusted, even though they are available. That's where we have a very big problem. Like you were rightly saying, we say we have grace, but grace came by Jesus. Yet Jesus was consecrated and impeccable in character. Paul, who taught about grace, was consecrated, fasting, praying, and also impeccable in character. And so we lack this. We don't have it. And if we don't humble ourselves, we will never command what they commanded. Because they didn't just have knowledge, but were committed to God. There were a few things that broke out of their lives. If you study the Bible like you have, you see that the apostles, for instance, said in Acts 6:4, we will give ourselves to prayer
and the ministry of the word.
I don't know any father of faith who is not sold out
to prayer,
God in prayer
and the ministry of the word.
We study to preach, they study to live. They are word practitioners. We are word preachers. So that's the problem. These people were given. You know, they didn't say we will pray and we will study. He said we will give ourselves
wholly
to prayer and to me continually. To
yes,
the word.
As a lifestyle.
So that's the first aspect. They were consecrated to the word. They lived by the word and they were committed to God in prayer. Every father of faith can tell you where their altars are. They had a relationship. And then number two, one thing I discovered so much with the fathers is the fact that their heart is pure. They are full of love. So God can entrust things. Jesus was speaking in John 21, if you read verse 15 to 17, he was asking Peter, lovest thou me more than this? Peter said, Lord, you know I do. So keep my lamb. 3 times. Keep my sheep, keep my sheep. We don't really have people today who love God and love God's people. People love fame. People are moved by fame, moved by likes, moved by popularity. And many things can drive us. People are moved by ambition. People are moved by human applause. In the days of the Father, the ministry was not popular. So when you see somebody doing ministry, it's because he loves God and loves people. So they were love-driven. And because they were love-driven, that largeness of heart was allowed God to entrust them with so much influence. And then number 3, these people are sincerely humble. When you meet some of these great, great men of God that you wonder if they are still humans, they relate with you in simplicity and humility. And sometimes it's even difficult to relate with them because the humility gets to make you uncomfortable. But God giveth more grace to the humble. So we are not surprised that we see them manifest so much grace. We are not surprised that we see them command so much influence. They are given to prayer and the word. They are people of love and they are people of great virtue and humility. And finally, they were men who built systems that God revealed to them. God told Moses, build according to the pattern. So these people were not just copying things from here and there. They knew the place of mentorship quite all right. But they could tell you, God told me, God sent me, God. So it was about the voice of God. And because of that, they built lasting patterns that no matter how boisterous the wind comes against it, it will not pull it down. So if you ask me today, the secret of the fathers, they are given to the word and prayer. Their heart is pure, full of love.
But why should they pray when Christ has finished? When Christ has finished everything, we just walk into it.
And that's why we don't have what they have. So they are given to prayer and the word. They are humble, they are pure at heart, full of love, and God, what they are building is not ambition. It's as revealed to them. Today, people can't stay with God to see. People can't tarry until the patterns are revealed. They just pick up lofty revelations, fighting. We fight one another on chat, on comment box. We fight one another on Facebook and YouTube. These men built structures by the Spirit when you didn't have all of the media craze. It was a spiritual thing. They could summon a city without media, like it was in the days of John the Baptist. The Bible said the whole of Jerusalem and Judea went to him. And he was in the wilderness. They had that level of influence because it was given by God. If they shut down YouTube and Facebook today, most of the ministries of this generation will end because they don't have power with God. They don't have it. But the Bible speaking concerning Jesus, he returned in the power of the Spirit
and his
fame. So they had spirit influence. You have exalted my horn because you have anointed me with fresh oil. And that's why all the battles they fought, they've stood. 40 years, 50 years. They remained relevant and fresh, ever increasing measure.
Amen.
And we have to learn it.
Praise God. We are going on a short break. We are going to come back in a few minutes and wrap up this. So I had a humbling experience. I went to Canaan land to see my father, Bishop David Oyedepo, and they told me he went for evangelism. How do you relate that with everything God has done in his life? He's still in the street preaching.
They love God and they love people. For them, ministry is not about a name
fame,
or a system or fame. For them, ministry is an overflow of their intimacy and obedience to God. And so they can do that which they've done for 40 years. They are so focused on God that they are not distracted by their results. Because they love the people. These people can't see somebody go to hell. So they can afford to go to the streets. They love people. They love God. And this is one of the missing links in our generation.
Wow.
We are not even patient to serve. We are not even patient to complete the process. There's so much craze about being relevant, being known, and so we now cut corners to achieve that which God would have given as an addition. And that's why, sir, one of my biggest fear for this generation is the arrogance and dishonor for the men that have established divine patterns. Because if we don't humble ourselves to learn from them and to be imparted by them, we'll be shocked that these shallow revelations we have will not contain the beast of our generation.
About a year ago, in the place of prayer, God revealed two things to me and said the instrument of Satan's attack on the church today is coming in two folds. Number one, wrong teaching, doctrine. Number two, attack on families. He's changing pattern. He's changing strategy. So one of the things I've seen right now, there is serious attack on now they want people to come to church but not hear the right message.
Yes.
And when people don't have the right teaching, it's more destructive. And when there's attack on families, attack on pastors' children, attack on pastors' family, attack on our homes. So I want you to throw more light on this.
Okay, there are three basic institutions in the world that God uses to advance his agenda.
Yes.
Two of them are primary, one is secondary. The primary institutions are the family and the church.
Yes.
The family is the first institution God created in the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
And then the church is what Jesus came to institute.
Yes.
These two institutions primarily advance God's agenda.
Yes.
Virtue, value, and blessings are communicated from the family front.
Yes.
And then the ways of the Lord is taught from the gate of the church.
Yes.
The third, which is secondary, is the governmental institution.
Yes.
Because the governor is not there in vain. The road is
Yes.
not given to him in vain. So
Yeah.
God can influence government to achieve his agenda.
Yes.
But the primary institutions that belong to God is supposed to be the family. He said,
Yes.
children are the heritage of the Lord.
Yes.
The fruit of the womb is his reward. Now, Satan knows this. So if Satan knows that if I destroy the family institution, I will destroy the morality of society. If I destroy the family institution, I will destroy the value system of the society.
Yes.
Because every thief in society came from a home. Every person who is causing havoc in society came from a home. Meanwhile, the ideal pattern of God is train up a child in the way that he should go. Because if you do, when he's grown up, the Bible says he can't depart from it.
Yes.
But when he attacks the family, brings sickness, brings poverty, brings all of the assaults on the family, and that gap is created where value is not communicated, it becomes difficult to recover that person. Now, this is where the church comes in. The church is a system of recovery. The church is a gate of advancing God's agenda. The children that are messed up in the family, to a very large extent, the church tries to restore them. But there's a lot of work to be done because even the church is still under attack. The good news is that the devil will not prevail, but we can never deny his attack. And the reason he's attacking is because he understands that if God's agenda will be fulfilled, it will be fulfilled if the family and the church are intact, carrying out their definite ordinations in God. If I can destroy the family, if I can frustrate the church, the government will fail. The academia will fail. The media will fail. Because the primary place of imparting value and character, and then the blessing and the instruction of God, is the family and the church.
Now, the final question. This is a very wonderful and productive discussion. Do you know that Satan has no challenge for the people of God to gather?
Exactly.
But they don't want us to talk about money.
Yes.
The enemy doesn't want the church to be financially empowered.
Yes.
So they just feel a pastor because there is so much, so much. When Daddy said, I need people to give 1 billion, give this, he wasn't talking to unbelievers.
Yes.
He was talking to his own children.
Exactly.
And what is the problem about that? The money is not his money. It's not like he wants the money. It's for the expansion of the work at the camp.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's so much attack on the church finance?
Well, again, Satan knows these things. And Satan also knows that a large majority of even the believers are babies. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like I was sharing earlier, a good number of people in church are children. Only few are sons. So Satan knows how to confuse even these children and make us fight against ourselves. That's why you find, surprisingly, even believers fighting against sensitive instruments that God uses. Ordinances of the kingdom. Now, I know that there are many people who have messed up,
taking advantage
of these structures. I know that there is also the excess of materialism.
True.
But we need to understand that fundamentally speaking,
yes,
the kingdom of God cannot advance without resources. Because resources are exchange, they have exchange power and exchange potential. The Bible speaking in Deuteronomy 8:18, it said, you shall remember the Lord your God.
It is him that giveth the power to get
wealth.
Yes.
To establish
his
my covenant.
Yes.
So the covenant of God is not only established through preaching, it's not only established through prayer. You need money to amplify it.
Your mission in London, your mission in France.
And take it.
Please tell me, was it free?
It's not. He said in Zechariah, and this one we will never keep quiet.
Zechariah 1:17.
He said, cry out loud.
Yes.
So
my
God
city
commands us to declare it.
Yes.
My city through prosperity shall be spread abroad. Now I read my Bible, sir. When Paul started the gospel, the church didn't know this.
Yes.
He taught them.
Yes.
In Philippians 4:15, he said, concerning giving and receiving,
yes,
no church communicated to me but you only. Eventually, we saw that the Macedonian church, the Corinthian church, the Galatian church all began to give.
Yes.
Why? Because Paul taught them
yes,
the necessity of kingdom advancement through finances. And if you read Paul's letters, Paul would honor those who gave remarkably as the apostles. The apostles called James, son of consolation.
Yes.
In Romans 16:23, Paul specifically said, salute Gaius. Gaius was the one who paid for his accommodation. Gaius was the one who built the church that they were using, and he stated it. If Gaius was not there to build the church, there will be no place to gather. So we need resources. Nonetheless, we must also establish the balance that this thing is not for human ambition, is not for self-aggrandizement, is for kingdom advancement. And because there are few who have bastardized these possibilities or these provisions, it's not a good enough reason for us not to use it for the greater good. If money is not there, so much can be achieved. Even Jesus himself, the Bible spoke in Luke chapter 8 verse 3, women gave for his ministry. If you study Luke 8:1, you hear that Jesus went to every village and every city. He wasn't flying there. It took money for him to go there. Verse 3 told us, people like Joanna, the wife of Chusa, Mary Magdalene, from whence he cast out 7 demons, he said they gave for the advancement of the kingdom. Paul himself was saying, when I come to you by you, I will come in the fullness of the power of the gospel. The power of the gospel was there, but Paul said, I will come to you by you. What it means is that you sponsor my travel. I know the place of bilocation. God does it supernaturally. But if this kingdom will advance, what we are communicating here, hundreds of thousands will get to hear it. But what will take it from this room is not just the power of the Holy Spirit. Is these speakers, microphones, these cameras, is the platforms that are serviced with resources that will advance it. Souls will be won, men will be instructed. That's why we need money. I've seen many children tell you, hey, holiness, holiness, holiness. We advocate for holiness. We've spoken about consecration. But it's not holiness alone. Paul said, I preach to you the whole counsel of God. There's such a thing called the whole counsel of God. You know Christ, you love Christ, you serve his purpose, you live holy, you live righteous, but you also give to advance God's kingdom. It's a sign that you are mature and that you have carried the burden of the kingdom as a son.